Paula Deen, as you may remember this week, she broke down in tears while defending herself. She says that she is not a racist. But since that interview, more retailers like Sears and JCPenney are cutting ties with the celebrity cook. HLN contributor Jason Johnson is joining me to talk more about this. So Jason, Paula, she admitted to using a racial slur a while back. This came out in a court deposition, though, just in May. She told the truth, she says. She was honest. But the punishment, all this backlash, do you think that warrants it? What happened?
Yeah, I think we're missing the question here. Who cares if Paula Deen is a racist? The fact of the matter is she was a bad boss. I mean, if you read the charges against her, the sexual harassment that was going on, her brother was watching pornography on a laptop, sexually harassing this woman in addition to the racial comments. I think we lose sight of how this is important. It's not whether she's a bigot, it's how she ran that office.
It seems like so many people, I mean, are just touched by this in some way. It sets up some sort of emotion. Numerous comments on both sides, I guess, if they're both sides of it. But some people even pointing out, okay, what about rap music? The N-words used loosely there. What do you think of that?
I think it's crazy, and it's just like the B word, which we all know. There's ways you can use the B word amongst your friends that you don't use around other people. So this ridiculous idea of, oh, well, she used it and rappers use it. I'm sorry, Lisa Jackson wasn't a rapper. She was a manager. And so she didn't deserve to hear that kind of language. And I think everybody knows the difference between interpersonal communication and workplace communication.
All right, and here's a little bit more. Let's listen to more of her interview. Paula's, listen.
Do you have any doubt in your mind that African Americans are offended by the N-word?
I don't know, Matt. I have asked myself that so many times because it's very distressing for me to go into my kitchens and I hear what these young people are calling each other. It's very, very distressing.
You've never joined in on that language?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so what do you make of that? There's a lot of talk about a post-racial society, a so-called one. How do we get to that?
Yeah, it hasn't happened. You know, we just had the Supreme Court this week come to a very close decision about the Voting Rights Act. We hear the use of creepy-ass cracker and the N-word and stuff like that in Trayvon Martin. We're not in a post-racial society, and it's ridiculous for anyone to think so. But ultimately, the issue is this. This woman had a brand, and the brand was about being nice and being friendly and being engaging, and she screwed up that brand with her own behavior, and she has every right to lose all the money because her sponsors don't want to cover her anymore. And it's really that simple.
Yeah, and despite the controversy, Deen's got unwavering support from a lot of her fans still. Here, let's listen to this.
Was it right? No. I mean, she could have used another term, but hey, it was a mistake that she made.
She made a mistake, and she probably shouldn't have said that, but she has apologized, and I think maybe we ought to take that for what it's worth. She sounds like it was sincere.
I think it's a learning lesson for her, and it's a learning lesson for the people that do forgive. So I would forgive her.
So forgiveness, is that the answer here? Because people can learn from mistakes.
Yeah, this isn't a mistake. This was a penchant for behavior. I mean, she didn't do something by accident. And like I said, a lot of this has to do with branding. If this happened with Chef Gordon Ramsay, we wouldn't care. Everybody knows he's a jerk. That's part of his brand. But Paula Deen isn't that person. I think we need to forget about this idea of, oh, somebody made a mistake racially. And we need to look at what are the consequences of it. Who cares if you're a racist, but how do you act on that behavior? And I think that's where Paula Deen really gets in trouble. She allowed an environment that was dangerous for a lot of people. You can forgive her if you want to, but it doesn't mean her sponsors have to.
All right, Jason Johnson, thank you.
Thank you.